Hello and welcome to my Human Design channel. I'm Richard Beaumont, Director of Human Design Films Limited and Human Design UK. And I've been in human design for about 25 years, 20 of that training professional human design analysts. And I'm doing this wonderful YouTube channel to tell you about different aspects of human design. So today we're going to be looking at purpose. Now, purpose is something that is really individual for each person. It is unique to each person, but it can be described in terms, when we go into the chart, when we go into an incarnation cross analysis, we can explore that and see what elements must be involved for your unique purpose. But for this video, it's about getting the framework. So one of the things to understand about the framework is that we have our human design wheel, and it can be separated into 4 different quarters. And that will give you the general framework for your life if you look at the top of the black list of numbers where the personality sun is. That's a symbol with the circle and the dot in the middle. So let's go through them. Everyone who is born from the 13th gate all the way to the 24th gate, anyone that has that in their personality sun in the black, they are here to fulfill their life through the mind penetrating into what is going on. And this contains an initiation. It contains a leap beyond the, how can I put it? Beyond the norm, if I put it that way. It is the mind penetrating into what's going on. So what is the mind most interested in? It's most interested in our emotions, in our feelings. Why do we feel the way we feel, so strongly at some moments and then not at all at other moments? Sometimes we can be so angry, sometimes we can be so loving. What is going on? And you can see that's true by looking at this quarter with those gates in between the 13 and the 24. And you will see that every single gate in the solar plex is represented there, apart from the 6th gate. So the mind is interested in feeling and why we feel. It's interested in the stories from the past. It's interested in the logic and the analysis of things and the measuring of things. It's interested in certain life force, certain power, that ability to finish things, that ability to bring life into a new order. So the mind, this means that in your life has to be interesting. It's not enough. Even if you have a wonderful relationship, it's not going to be enough for you unless that relationship is interesting and continues to be interesting for you. It's not about you bringing things out in your life in terms of the experience that you have. Experience is important for all of us. It's the way we grow. But with coming into incarnation in this particular quarter means it's got to also be fulfilling for the mind. It's got to be interesting. So bear that in mind. And if you want a good example, think of Ra Uruhu and the human design system. This is where he came from in the 51st gate, the gate of shock, the gate of, part of the initiation channel, which he had the full channel, to initiate us into something new, into a new way to conceive of the world, in a new way to measure the world, in a new way to verify the truth of the human design system. And everything that brings, which is a hell of a lot. When you come to the 2nd gate, you come to the 2nd quarter, and you come to this quarter of civilization. And this is really about bringing something into form or experiencing your own life through the body. And it's not enough to hear from the mind side about how interesting it is or beautiful it is or serene it is in the Himalayas. If you hear about that and you come from this Second quarter, you'll want to go out there and have that experience. Climb the Himalayas, see what it's like. Experience everything that you see, and then share that with others. All the gates of the throat are in this quarter. So it's very important to understand that this is a quarter where communication becomes primary. You know, communication, identification, new words coming out, new forms through words, new forms through dance, new forms through the environment. I mean, there's so many things in this quarter. The gate of the storyteller is here. The gate of the revealer is here. There are so many things that can come out in form and add to our civilization. So if you come from that second quarter, from the second gate through to the 33rd gate, then it's got to be the experience and what you do with your body and what you create through that. And that's something to really get, because then again, you know, whatever people may think, it's not going to be enough for you. You've got to live it. You've got to communicate it. You've got to do something with it. So the body becomes primary. And when we've gone through the mind and we've gone through the body, well, what else is next? The third quarter, the quarter of meeting the other, the quarter of duality, the quarter of relationship. So if you're born from the 7th gate all the way through to the 44th gate, this is very much going to be about relating and relationships. And if you live on your own, well, then you're going to be going out and meeting people, or having things done in the garden, or having people come that you know visit you. There have to be people in your life. It's part of what you're here for. It's part of how you can frame your purpose. And this is a quarter that begins with logic. It begins with the 7th gate. It begins with the gate of logically leading oneself into a better, logical, projected future. So think about it. In relationships, you know, fundamental to relationships is, well, we want to be in relationship with someone who can help make our life better. You know, does it make sense to be with that person? Does it make sense? Are you going to be a happy couple? Is it something that's going to serve you in your life in the future and also serve them? And more than that, it contains a number of aspects in it. It contains the truth about all relationships. There's always going to be conflict in relationship. There's always going to be confusion in relationship. But if both people are growing together on a journey of discovery, and you're both expanding in that relationship, then it's a fertile relationship. Then it's worth the conflict. Then it's worth the confusion. So it's really much about the quality of the relationships that you have around you. So I'm sure those people who have a gate in their personality sum from within those, the 7th to the 44, you know exactly what I mean. When we come to the final quarter, we come to the quarter of mutation, where I come from, strangely enough. This is from the 1st gate all the way through to the 19th gate. And this quarter begins with a great deal of creative energy. There's 4 very powerful creative gates that start this quarter. It's this push to mutate. It is this push to transform. So anyone from that quarter is here for transformation. Transformation of themselves, and transformation of those around them, and transformation in whichever way you want to think about it. Without looking at the chart, I couldn't possibly comment. But I will tell you something about these characters. When they incarnate, when they come into the meat, when they come into the body, they come in with this, you know, this awareness that death is coming. You know, you've got to get the gold out of you. You've got to express yourself. You've got to be in your life in a way, because time is running out. So it is the energy to do things 100%. At least that's what I've witnessed in a healthy one from this quarter. So highly creative. We've got let's see if we've got the gate 11 there, so the endless ideas, the philosophical ideas come out, transformative ideas. We've got joy there, the love of life. We have 61, the gate of inner truth. You know, the truth of the mysteries, the transformative quality of hidden knowledge, such as human design. And on. It's about, is your life transformative? You know, are you giving it all you've got? Are you really making this life count? Are you mutating in this life into using all of your potential? That's the quarter of transformation. If you want to know more about your purpose specifically, then it's either an incarnation cross analysis, and I'll put a link in the descriptions below, or you can go and listen to Ra Uruhu talking about your specific profile and your specific incarnation cross in a generic way in the audio section on my website, and I'll also put a link down below for that. Anyway, that's something to think about, isn't it? I hope you've enjoyed that. If you have, please like, subscribe, and share this video, and I'll be back again for another one pretty soon. Okay, bye for now.